The following program is made possible with the support of
BB&T, best bank in town since 1872. Papa John's Pizza, better ingredients, better pizza. Cookout, hamburgers, hot dogs, and great milkshakes. ESPN 630 AM, Wilmington's all sports station. And Sunny 104.5, Wilmington's best mix while you work.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sports Roundtable. Another great weekend of high school football. We have all the highlights for you, and let's start off with Ashley as the Screaming Eagles have their third win in a row, go to 4-2 overall, 2-0 in conference play. And Tom Eanes alongside, and Coach, I know you're pleased with how these kids have responded.
Well, I am. I don't know how we're doing it sometimes. The kids just keep finding ways to hang in there. Defensively, we've given up some yardage, but they haven't gotten in the end zone the last two games. So that's been very pleasing because, the last few years we've had some troubles. So I don't know. The kids are just playing their hearts out, and they're a gritty bunch.
I know a lot of these kids were the same kids that taste the disappointment of Topsail the year before and now get to respond.
Well, I thought last year against Topsail that's one of the most disappointing losses I've ever had. So, we really stressed that to them that, classification doesn't have any bearings because Wildrose Hill, we scrimmaged them, they put it to us pretty good. So we knew we had our hands full, and he's got a very young ball club, and they're going to be tough in a couple of years.
Okay, plenty of highlights. Let's get to the tape then if we can. Again, Topsail hosting Ashley as the Eagles are underway.
That's Alex Highsmith and Ann Andrews, just a little toss sweep that they run out of it. And, here we actually get flushed out of the pocket. We've got to improve this a little bit, but Chris Kane made things happen with his feet, and that's a great block by Connor Garnett as he peeled back and saw him running. And let's see what we got here. Oh, this is Jesse Jules' touchdown, a 70-yard run. Jesse really surprised me. You see all these athletes, and Jesse does a pretty good job with his speed, and he's really doing a good job running the football.
So you go up early in this game, 7-0.
It was 7-0, just like last week at halftime, and they made a miscue there, and we're letting people move the ball, but so far we're doing better as far as keeping them out of the end zone. There again, the injury situation, we've got a couple running backs that one of them was a split end a week ago, but he hasn't learned to play. So but we're playing better defensively. We just got to keep improving because the people we're playing are much, much better. Uh, 44 is a big load, and shed the blocks and hang in there, and Corey Lawson there making some big plays. Corey had a good night for us. He had 10 tackles, and O'Brien Hutchinson had 11 tackles and interception. 29, Kenneth Marshall right here, has not even hardly been on the field for us. And we got a defensive end hurt, and he forced that guy to throw the ball early, and Bruce Kopka got his first touchdown of the year, or his career. So he was real pleased with that. And Frankie Keller there, 51, he's coming back off an injury and fighting in there. And we're just playing with a lot more fire than we have in the years past.
When you look at this group, obviously you've run off 3 straight wins, but it seems like there's confidence growing each week.
There is, they're not hiding their heads in shame like some of the kids have in the past. They're trying to compete. We may not always win, but they're competing. We lost one earlier, but the kids fought to the end, and that's Chris Kane there on the sneak. But the offensive line has improved some. And here we got one of our goal line stands. The ball comes loose, and we're able to get it. And then just a little bit of Brian Hutchinson makes a big interception the next time they come down. And so I think this is right here where O'Brien comes up with the play. So, we're excited to see different people making some plays, and This is Jesse again. He got down to about the 1 foot line or so. You know, he's a little bit quicker than some people think. Has a number of B-backs, but he's pretty quick that first 10 yards. And then Ann Andrews gets it in the end zone for us. Ann had 16 tackles that game, you know, between assists and solos, so we're pleased. And,
That's a nice formation, isn't it?
yeah, so the kids had never done that before, so they were excited about it this year to be able to do it a couple times.
Okay, 26-0, you come up with a victory. Now all of a sudden you're home, your place against a Hanover team.
Well, you know, everybody in this county's good football, and so, you know, we're underdogs facing this situation, and we'll just do the best we can. You know, hopefully they'll help us out a little bit, and if Coach Mott and them will be a little kinder, maybe they'll make some mistakes and give us a chance to, you know, to compete. And, you know, all we want to do is just try and get to the fourth quarter with a chance.
Talk a little bit about, you've mentioned you've had some injuries, but you've had that next level step up and make the play for you.
Well, you know, like Kenneth Marshall there, maybe he's played 3 or 4 plays in his high school career, and he got there and forced that play. You know, I don't know, they just, we're not flashy because, you know, when you're moving up the depth chart, you're not going to be as athletic as some of those other guys that were before you, but they've all stood up and taken a chance, you know, they had the opportunity, they made a chance, and have played pretty well for us. So I couldn't ask any more of what they're trying to do.
And I know you've mentioned that this is a very teachable group, that each week, you know, you feel they're making that next step.
Well, they're fun to go to practice with. There's some days, you know, that you go to practice and you say, oh, you know, what are we going to do? But this bunch is really trying to absorb everything you're saying, and they make it fun to come to practice, and they're a good group to work with.
Key for you on Friday night?
Hope we can move the football against their defense and hold Mr. Coleman in, you know, a little bit, because he throws the ball so well, and you know, just hope we have they make some miscues to give us a chance.
Okay, Hanover at Ashley, that's a 7:30 kickoff, one of 2 home games in the area this week, and we'll continue on with our program right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to the program. Well, it's usually the last week of the regular season. This week it was a lot earlier, but Kevin Motzinger alongside Hoggard, Hanover, it was a classic.
Whoever was there got their money's worth. You know, we do all the interviews and all that stuff, and I guess they think we all do football coach talk, but you never know what the score is going to be. You never know how that ball's going to bounce. But what an amazing game. You know, that would have been one of those games as a coach I'd like to sit in the bleachers or just sit there and watch it, and I probably wouldn't have shaved as many gray hairs Sunday. But a great football game. Coach Braswell's kids played their hearts out. Our kids, I felt better this weekend than I felt any weekend in this season. And a lot of our community may not appreciate that, but frankly, I don't care. But our kids played their hearts out. And that was the first game this season that I really felt like our kids competed and put it all out there. And even at the end, you know, we get the 4th down stop, and our kids came back and they fought. And it ain't just talk. I ain't worried about the scoreboard. I'm worried about how we play the game. And our kids played their butts off. And you know, we'd like to have been on the other end of that, especially in that rival and with the Hanover and Hoggard and all that stuff. But I was proud of our kids. They played their butts off.
Okay, let's take a look at some tape then if we can. We're heading to Legion Stadium. Big crowd on hand.
Oh yeah, it was. That's definitely going to pay for all them basketball folks and baseball folks that raised Cain about football folks. But we paid for all their bills Friday night, that's for sure. And we want to make sure we enunciate that in economic times we have. Thank God for football. Right now, that's the only time we played the load option right. So my coach had made the highlight film, and I guess he showed the one, but they ran that about 35 other times that I promise you it didn't look that pretty. Ramon had a tremendous game. He's a tremendous athlete, tremendous kid, you know, and he's really had to carry and do a lot of things this year that a little different than what we had originally planned when we lost Malik. You know, his role changed, but right here, just, I mean, he's a tremendous football player. And we moved it down. We ended up getting some, Coach Deans was asking for some miscues, and we're really good at miscues. So we shot ourselves in the foot down there and end up settling for a field goal. A lot of folks want to talk about that last play. That last play didn't make difference in the game. We shot ourselves a lot of times, and I know they shot themselves. They had a touchdown that was called back on a block in the back, and right there, to be honest with you, I felt like that was pass interference. My little midget trying to climb their big Singleton boy, the big basketball kid, and great play by Parise Williams there. Even on film, don't give it justice, but I was standing right there, and he looked to the sidelines and got his toe in, and that was just a phenomenal football play. And moved the ball well at times, and at other times we moved the ball well backwards, and it's kind of hard to call plays, when you're second down and 30 and second down and 15. O-line's getting better. The biggest thing, if anybody that watched us play Friday night, we've been saying all along, we're getting better. And I think Coach would agree with that after watching film on us and seeing us Friday night. This team's getting better, and if we continue to get better, by the time we get to the real season, we got a chance to be really good. We've seen Scotland, we've seen Hoggard, and I feel like Hoggard's better than Scotland. A lot of folks may disagree with that, but I don't know if anybody else has played them and broke down film, so that makes me the expert. And I think those two teams and Durham Hillside, New Bern's right there in the mix, and hopefully we can continue to get better and be in that mix as well. Right here, Ward did a great job setting his feet, throwing across his body. Nikema Walker is one of those juniors, and we'll have about everybody on defensive line back, but 2 kids in the whole depth chart. All our defensive ends but one, all the defensive tackles but one will be back. When we get our 2 linebackers back, all of a sudden I think this defense has really got a chance. We've got to clean some things up in the secondary, and defensively as the year goes on, we got a chance to be pretty good. At the end of the game, we marched it down but was unable to finish, and right here with this turn we go for 2, and this was 21 to, we go for 2, make it 21-18, do a great job, and problem is we come right back and we go 3 and out, and that's Coach Turner does a great job, and their defense answered and we didn't answer. Not real sure what we got here. Counter, he helped us out a little bit, bounced it a little bit early, and we were able to make that play. Felt like at times on their ISO we didn't do a very good job. Our linebackers would come close the door and we would come hit you, but we wouldn't seal that inside off, and we've got to do better than that, and that's something we'll get done today. We handled it as far as, other than the load option, I thought we did a pretty good job taking care of the quarterback, and they switched the 2 kids, and right here is fourth, when we get down here in a 4th down stop, safety does a good job being patient and playing pass first and then fills the alley, and this is the 4th down, that was 3rd down, and we blow it up, backside comes in. I felt like our kids really started playing in the second half, and it felt like we were getting fresher as the game went on, and we come back after that 4th down stop, and I'm sure Coach put this whole drive on here, and Ward has some very successful throws, sets his feet. We felt like we could get a couple of those. We had an opportunity early, and they sacked us, and we come back to it, and we get down there and we end up, run the ball, have a little bit of success. We get a penalty, backs us up, and the rest, as they say, is history. Another great New Hanover-Hoggard game. Both teams played their butts off. It was class all night long, and it was a lot of fun to be a part of, and that's why we do what we do, to be in those moments and get those opportunities, because a lot of kids at a lot of places never get to play on that stage, and that's really cool for our kids from Hanover and those kids at Hoggard to be part of it.
Okay. In the 30 seconds we have left,
Yep.
no matter who the opponent was this week,
Yep.
there's always that guard, especially with a young team, after you play a high-profile game like that so early.
Well, the biggest thing for us, we talked about it afterward, I told our kids, thank you, Hoggard, because I think that finally woke us up. And Friday nights, like I said, the first time I've seen us show what I know's there. And, if they come into practice today with the right mentality, and we start, every play playing the way we're capable of playing, we got a chance to be as good as anybody. And that's not being arrogant. I feel like we've played the two as good as anybody in the East in 4A football. And I think if we continue over the rest of the conference and go in the playoffs, we got a chance to make some noise in the playoffs. And if our kids believe that as well, then we got a chance, and we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. If we don't, then we're going to lose a few more, and we'll take up their equipment and get ready to go for next year.
New Hanover at Ashley. It's a 7:30 kickoff this coming Friday night. Our show continues right after this. Welcome back to the program. Well, we mentioned it was Hoggard and Hanover, and let's see the flip side of the coin and come up with the victory this time, and got out to the early lead, and then it became a real defensive struggle at times.
It was a great football game, and I think, as Coach Motsinger said earlier, I don't think many people wanted their money back. It was exciting right to the very end. I thought both teams played really well, played hard. I think New Hanover did look better in person than they had on film, and they played that way during the course of the game. Really happy for our coaches and players, proud of the coaches and the game plan they put together, proud of the way the players went out and executed, and did some good things, got out to the early lead, which I think was important for us and our confidence. Still kind of trying to figure out where we are and who we are, and so it was good to have some success there early.
Okay, well, let's take a look at some tape then if we can, and I guess one of the fun things about conference games is we always see little wrinkles that you don't see during the non-conference
Yeah, that's
season.
true. That's just our opening drive here, a little corner route, Austin Schonleber to Randall Emerson. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I got that name right. Here's Randall again, a little jet sweep. We turn into a pass. He throws it to Harrison Smith. Harrison takes it in for a touchdown. There's the early 7-0 lead. So that was an 82-yard drive to open up the game. Very proud of the guys. Offensively, at times, we haven't started as well, so it was good to see us get off to a good start there. Defensively, playing strong early as well. Here's Austin, a little kind of speed option type of deal. Nobody takes him, so he takes it down for about a 10-yard gain. Here's a run. I think this actually gets called back on a late clip there. Defensively, again, up front, doing a great job. Julius Reynolds continues. Julius Reynolds, Malik Moore continue to just play great football. That was, I think, Malik busting through there. Kevin Thompson. Just a little pass to Harrison Smith. Took him a few yards to reel it in, but he catches it and takes it down to about the 20-yard line. Here's Xavier Johnson now, kind of rotating the two quarterbacks. Xavier makes a nice throw to Harrison Smith, who catches it, takes it down inside the 5. We're eventually, I think, going to throw a little corner out here again. Xavier to the back corner of the end zone. The pylon there, the post blocks it, but it's a touchdown catch for our 14th point. I believe it's 14-3 at that point. Great pressure. I thought Kyle Delaney played a good game. Devin Bond, Malik Moore, Tyler Beeson, that front four did a great job. Julius Reynolds, linebacker position, did a great job. There's Devin Bond there coming through, making a big stop for loss. There's Austin to Randall. Big first down for us on kind of a little quick slant. This is Austin here, a little fake jet. He's going to throw it to Trevor Brown. Trevor just barely steps out somewhere in there. We're hoping he was going to score. Here's Keevan kind of slicing his way through for about a 5 or 6 yard gain. Unfortunately, we make a mistake, and that's something we got to try and eliminate, and it's a drive killer. There again, Julius Reynolds from his Mike linebacker position, doing a great job making a tackle there. Deep front, again, kind of holding down the line of scrimmage for us. Very pleased with the way we played up front on both sides of the ball. A little speed option there. Keevan takes it down, close to first down yardage. I think this is right before the end of the half. Keevan's still not 100% with his health, and that's something we can hopefully use this week, our open week, to try and get healthy. There's Kyle Delaney there, kind of stringing it out until help comes. Great job there defensively. There's Tyler Beeson, Malik Moore inside, along with Julius Reynolds, making a stop. There's Julius coming through on a little stunt, making a play. Nice job. Devin Bond knocks that down. If I'm not mistaken, it was Devin. This is second half action. Austin on a little keeper, goes down and gets first down yardage for us. I think this might be our opening possession of the second half. This is a great drive right here. Very impressed. Offensive line's kind of struggled at times this year, and this was their most impressive drive of the year. Just kind of power, and we drive it down and end up scoring. Kind of run the same play, just try and jazz it up out of a different formation, but it's really the same deal. And Keevan takes it in for a touchdown. Big points there, puts us up at 21. Coaches meeting on Sunday, we said, offensively we thought we needed 21 points to win. We were kind of thinking more like 21-10 and relaxing at the end of the game instead of 21-18 and chewing our fingernails at the end of the game. But there's a little quick slant to Randall. This fourth quarter action, I believe we had driven down the field there to about the 10, got stopped. You saw those plays on New Hanover's highlights, and so now defensively we got to step up. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same drive. Great pressure there from the outside. Kyle Delaney and Devin Bond just continue to play great football. That was not the fourth quarter end of the game drive. I'm sorry. Here's Keevan again. I really appreciate Keevan's heart and effort. He's probably about 75%, 80%, but he continues to battle. Nice pass, Austin Sean Lambert to Randall Emerson. I think Randall's nominated for Player of the Week in one of the little local media deals. Big play by Kyle Delaney. Intentional grounding is part of that. And then we're in the old victory formation there at the end of the game.
Okay. So you take the opening drive of the game
Yeah.
and score, and you take the opening drive of the second half, 2 key possessions.
Yeah, boy, just huge. I thought 14 points might win the game, but we said 21 was the number we were shooting for, and to get both those possessions and kind of set a tone for the rest of the game was very important for us.
Okay. Quickly, off week, how are you going to treat that?
Big thing for us is try and get healthy. We need to clean up some technique issues, just really stress fundamentals. We're going to take today off. I've never done that before, but just let the guys rest up. We've been grinding them pretty hard with last Friday night in mind, and so give them a little chance, hopefully, to rest their legs and get healthy, and hopefully try and finish out the season strong.
Okay. When we come back, an impressive victory by Laney on the road. Highlights are next. Stay with us. Well, the Laney Bucks went on the road down to South Brunswick, and Coach, you came out and kind of said this was going to be our game from day one.
Yeah, we knew Coach Rusk and those boys would be ready to play, so we had our guys ready to go in the first quarter, and they executed the game plan very well in the first half, and we were excited about the opportunity to get some younger kids in the second half.
You win it 42-7, and sometimes games like this, both sides can get sloppy, but I know you were really pleased with the discipline.
Yeah, I was pleased offensively. We scored on some big plays, and we executed everything that we tried to do for the most part. We had a couple miscues on some blocking assignments, but overall our offense, they look crisp, and they look like they knew where to go and how to get there with a little intensity. So we were excited about what we did offensively.
Okay, we're heading to Southport for some highlights, and Laney comes out, and again, a strong showing early.
Yeah, you're going to see some things that we're doing here. We switched a lot of personnel around. We got into different tight end sets. We got into sets without our tight end, and we just did a lot of different things before the play to try to set up maybe some games a little bit later on when we start to see a little bit tougher opponent here. But we just want to be able to get in different personnel groups. And this is our freshman. We ran this play several times the week before against West Brunswick, and you can see how they overplayed pitching to our freshman, and Tyreek understood what he needed to do, and the offensive line understood what they needed to do as far as getting downfield. So Tyreek makes a heck of a play, and that's a great run for him. Defensive line just doing a great job at all times. That's Hunter Martin making the tackle, Colt coming to clean it up, and there's a lot of defensive highlights that we could definitely put on here, but we just try to focus on some of the bigger highlights here. But these guys did a great job of putting some pressure on at times, and then at other times just knowing their role. That's Hunter Martin off the outside, and one of our younger defensive tackles on the inside doing a great job for him. We played a lot of younger guys even from the beginning. We have some guys that are not really 100%, so we decided to try to give them a little bit of time off in practice this week and just kind of get ready for the rest of the season. And it's really nice to see some of our younger guys making some big plays, and that the future will be good in some different situations. This is our punt return, missing a guy here and get him on at the end. And then this is just our freshmen, just kind of showcasing our freshmen here. We usually try to go after it, but freshman's done a good job in practice trying to return some things, and just doing a great job. Gets tackled by the punter, so we'll be able to give him a we'll be able to make fun of him a little bit today on film, but LaQuay missed a block. But that's impressive as a freshman to have the guts to be back there and to return punts. And this is LaQuay. They just basically did not cover him at the third wide receiver spot, or at our inside receiver spot, and we dinked and dunked it down the field, and he did a good job after the catch of making some huge runs for us and really helped move us down the field at times. Defensively, just kind of getting here, they're running a little speed option. We're doing a great job closing down and getting the ball out, and a ball disruption. It's like a freshman we have playing at defensive end, Dombrowski's little brother. So his older brother plays defensive end also, so it's kind of cool. Both the brothers got to play, you know, him as a senior and the other one as a freshman. It's kind of neat to see that in different situations. And Tyreek just doing a good job of understanding what we're trying to do on each play. You know, sometimes that doesn't happen. Here we're just trying to get the ball, hitch, everybody's running hitch, and LaQuay just getting outside and showing that he does have some speed. And the official flagged him there for putting his hand up for like 2 seconds, so we'll have to deal with that today. But I didn't think that was too vicious by any means or too much of a celebration. He was just excited, first touchdown of the year, but we'll talk to him about that today too. Then this Sam Frank, doing what Sam Frank's been doing for us for the last few games, man, getting an interception. I think he's got 3 in a row right now, and has a great job keeping his feet in. That was a good pick for Sam. And this is actually, we're trying to roll out to the left actually, but and actually run draw to the left, but the defensive end came off the field so hard that we couldn't get there, and Tyreek just danced around and got there anyway. So he's just a tremendous athlete and just does some great things at different times. And defensively here, just Cade Ballard, a sophomore, playing some JV for us. We kept him up, didn't let him play JV, just doing some ball disruption, strips it out, takes it to the house. That's very impressive for a sophomore, and he did a great job throughout the game in different situations. This is Tyreek directing traffic here a little bit, just going to run a little 4 verticals, I believe this route is. And this is right towards the end of the half. It's 35-0, I think, at this point, or 35-7 maybe. And he does a good job. Safety came over on the tight end. We didn't think he would, but he did. And then he hit Kelly right up the seam. That was a great throw. And we worked that a lot in practice, so I'm happy to see that be successful. This is actually, I believe, a freshman quarterback. He's doing a good job. He's just running a smash combination here. Sees the corner step up, just throws a little smash route, and it's a great throw by a freshman kid. And different place here. I don't know what this one is. This might be an earlier play from it, but yeah, it looks like Tyreek's still in there. This is just a little hitch play to LaQuay again. Looks like they're a little bit out of order, but LaQuay doing a good job getting outside and showing some of that speed that we knew that he had. And you know, earlier in the year that nobody wanted to play tight end. They didn't really understand what we were trying to do with our tight end, and you know, it was good to let them see that we were going to throw the ball to our tight end a little bit. So we got excited about that.
I know you were pleased with the growth in as far as decision makings. People were put in the right spot and made the right decisions.
Yeah, and that wasn't happening in a couple games before that. So offensively, you know, building that confidence and playing discipline on defense is a great thing.
Homecoming, Friday, Topsail.
Yeah, homecoming's got to stay away from the distractions. That's what we need to do. Topsail, you know, well-coached teams, but they're lacking a little ability at this time. But our kids still got to come to play, or we could be in trouble then.
Okay, subtle thing, but very quickly. I mean, when you look back, you've got to be pleased how you've rebounded from that New Bern contest.
Yeah, we've rebounded well. You know, West Brunswick also put us in some tough situations, but as far as where we want to be, we're going in the right direction.
Okay, and as far as going in the right direction, Topsail is at Laney. That is on Friday night at 7:30. Hanover at Ashley. They're your 2 games in town. And again, Hoggard with the week off. Plenty of highlights for you next week on Sports Roundtable. See you then.